Have you ever felt, after 60, that your own body is changing in ways you never expected? Maybe it's a feeling of weakness in your arms when you carry in the groceries. Or you find yourself tiring out faster during a walk in the park. It's a quiet change, one that's easy to dismiss as just getting older. We've all been there. But here's the frightening truth that researchers have uncovered, and it's something everyone over 60 needs to hear. We lose up to 30% of our muscle mass between the ages of 60 and 80. 30%. Now, this isn't just about feeling weak. This silent loss is the hidden reason behind devastating falls, a weakened immune system that can't fight off illness, and the slow, heartbreaking theft of your precious independence. It's a nightmare that unfolds so gradually, we often don't notice until it's too late. But as a doctor who has sat with hundreds of patients, just like you, I am here to tell you something I wish everyone knew. You can rebuild your muscle. You can get stronger again. And no, you do not need an expensive gym membership or fancy, complicated supplements to do it. I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about a living reality. Think about this for a moment. Here in America, we often associate getting older with walkers and railings. But in Japan, I've seen men and women in their 80s still gardening, biking to the market. Their secret isn't a miracle drug. It's right there on their dinner plate. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 of their powerful, inexpensive foods you can find in almost any grocery store. These are the keys to feeling strong, steady, and in control again. This isn't about a complicated diet. It's about simple, profound nourishment. And please, be sure to stay with me until the very end. Because the 7th food I'll reveal is a common snack. One you might even have in your freezer right now. But the simple way the Japanese use it could make all the difference in your daily energy levels. Everything I'm sharing today doesn't come from a textbook. It comes from years of real-world experience, from listening to stories and seeing the results in my own patients. My goal is to give you practical, proven advice that truly works. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of us have felt this. If what I've just described, that feeling of your strength slipping away, sounds familiar to you, please take a moment and comment a simple yes below. It helps me know you're here, and it shows everyone else in our community that they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Alright, let's begin our journey. We're going to explore these 7 incredible foods, one by one. Food number 1, natto, the misunderstood treasure. Now, I want to start with the one that might seem the most unusual. For many of us here in America, our first encounter with natto can be a bit of a shock. It's a dish of fermented soybeans, and let's be honest, it looks unlike anything we're used to. It's sticky, it has these long, stringy threads, and it carries a very strong, pungent smell. It's easy to take one look and think, nope, not for me. That initial hesitation is completely normal. But I ask you to look past that first impression, because hidden within this humble, misunderstood food is one of the most powerful nutritional treasures you can find, especially for a body over 60. So, what makes it so special? Let's look at the science, but in simple terms. First, natto is a powerhouse of complete plant-based protein, which is the essential building block your muscles are crying out for. But the real magic is a rare nutrient it contains in abundance: vitamin K2. Think of vitamin K2 as a highly intelligent traffic cop for the calcium in your body. Its job is to direct calcium to go where it's needed most, into your bones, making them strong and dense, and, just as importantly, to keep it out of your arteries and soft tissues where it can cause hardening and plaque. This becomes absolutely critical as we age. Our bodies naturally struggle more with bone density, making falls a much greater danger. Vitamin K2 is a key defender against this. Furthermore, because natto is fermented, it's packed with natural probiotics. As we get older, our digestive system often becomes less efficient, making it harder to extract all the nutrients from our food. The probiotics in natto help replenish the good bacteria in your gut, leading to better digestion and, crucially, better absorption of the very protein your muscles need to rebuild. This means you get more energy, less bloating, and stronger bones to prevent those life-altering falls. I'll never forget the story of one of my patients, a gentleman from Seattle named Robert, who was 74. He'd been feeling weak and had lost a bit of weight, which was concerning. His new neighbor, an 82-year-old Japanese man who still went hiking every weekend, suggested he try natto for breakfast. At first, Robert found the texture strange, but he trusted his new friend and stuck with it. Within a month, he told me his digestion felt more regular than it had in years. When he came in for his next checkup, we found he'd regained 2 pounds. But it was lean weight. It was muscle, not fat. In geriatric medicine, that is a monumental victory. It's everything. You don't have to eat a giant bowl of it. The Japanese way is simple and gentle. Just start with a single spoonful, perhaps mixed into a small bowl of warm rice with a few chopped green onions. Give this humble, hidden treasure a chance. Your body might just thank you for it in ways you never thought possible. Food number 2. Miso soup. A warm hug in a bowl. Many of us think of soup as just an appetizer, something to have before the real meal begins. This common mistake causes us to overlook one of the most consistent, gentle, and powerful sources of daily protein available. I'm talking about a simple bowl of miso soup. If you've ever woken up in a traditional Japanese inn, you'll remember the deeply comforting, savory aroma. It's more than just a pleasant smell. It's the scent of healing. Scientifically, miso is a paste made from fermented soybeans. That fermentation process is the key. It essentially pre-digests the proteins and nutrients in the soybeans, breaking them down so they become incredibly easy for our bodies to absorb. As our digestive systems naturally slow down with age, this is a tremendous gift. Heavy, hard-to-digest meals can leave us feeling sluggish, tired, and bloated, a feeling many of you might recognize as the dreaded food coma. Miso, however, nourishes the body deeply without placing a heavy burden on it. It provides that steady, low-dose stream of protein that is ideal for older muscles, helping to repair them gently throughout the day rather than overwhelming them with one massive protein dump at dinner. This gentle nourishment helps stabilize blood sugar, leading to more consistent energy levels and less of that familiar afternoon fatigue. I have a wonderful patient, a 78-year-old woman named Carol, who began drinking a small cup of miso soup every day after her granddaughter taught her a simple recipe. She told me it became her midday hug. That's exactly what it felt like to her. After a few months of this simple ritual, she came into my office with a smile. Her blood pressure readings had improved, and she said she felt, in her own beautiful words, held from the inside. She felt grounded, nourished, and cared for. That's the quiet power of traditional foods. They don't shout or promise miracles. They just work, gently and consistently, day after day. So, I encourage you to invite this gentle, warming ritual into your life. Start your day with a small, warm bowl, or have it with your lunch. You can buy miso paste at most grocery stores, and it's simple to prepare. Just stir a spoonful into hot water. You can add small cubes of tofu or some seaweed for even more nutrients. It's a simple act of self-care, a way to build strength, one comforting spoonful at a time. Food number 3. Small fish. The tiny nutritional giants. Here in the United States, when we think of eating fish, we typically picture a large, beautiful fillet of salmon or cod. We cook the flesh, and we discard the rest, the head, the skin, and especially the bones. This is a profound mistake. We are throwing away some of the most nutritious parts. In Japan, there is a deep appreciation for small, whole fish, like sardines and anchovies. And for anyone over 60, these tiny creatures are nothing short of a superfood. Here's the simple science behind their power. When you eat a small sardine, you eat the entire thing. That means you are consuming the bones, which are one of the most potent, natural, and bioavailable sources of calcium on the planet. This isn't the chalky calcium from a giant pill. It's food-based calcium, perfectly paired with vitamin D from the fish's flesh, which your body needs to absorb it properly. At the same time, these oily fish are packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Think of omega-3s as a fire extinguisher for the inflammation in your body. As we get older, chronic inflammation is a root cause of so many of our ailments, from the familiar pain of aching joints to the terrifying cognitive decline associated with brain fog and memory loss. The omega-3s in these small fish directly combat that inflammation, supporting not just your muscles, but your joints and your brain as well. I had a patient, an 81-year-old man named Michael, who for years had avoided fish because he disliked the smell. His daughter-in-law, who had spent time in Japan, prepared him a simple dish of sardines grilled with a bit of soy sauce and lemon. He tried it, hesitantly at first. The next time I saw him, he was beaming. He told me it was more than just the taste, it was how he felt afterward. It was like my brain turned back on, he said. He now eats sardines twice a week and jokingly calls it his memory food. That's the difference real nutrition can make. You don't need complicated recipes. Look for high-quality canned sardines, packed in olive oil or water. They are incredibly affordable, they last forever in your pantry, and they are ready to eat in seconds. You can have them on a couple of whole grain crackers, mix them into a salad, or just eat them straight from the can with a squeeze of lemon. Please, do not underestimate these tiny nutritional giants. They deliver far, far more for your health than their small size would suggest. Food number 4. Tofu. The gentle, elegant strength. There's a dangerous misconception that I hear far too often from my patients. They believe that as they age and their appetite for heavy meat dishes wanes, they are destined to become weaker because they can't get enough protein. This belief is not only false, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that can lead directly to the muscle loss we are trying to prevent. The truth is, your body's need for protein actually increases after 60. The solution isn't to force down another steak. It's to find a smarter, gentler source of strength. That source is tofu. In Japan, tofu is not seen as a meat substitute. It is a proud, foundational food in its own right. Let's break down why it's so perfect for an aging body. Tofu is made from soybeans, providing a complete protein with all the essential amino acids your muscles need to repair and rebuild. But unlike a tough piece of meat, it's incredibly soft and smooth, making it exceptionally easy to chew and digest. This is a huge benefit for anyone with dental issues or a sensitive stomach. Furthermore, soy foods like tofu contain natural plant compounds called isoflavones. Scientific studies, including those published in journals on nutrition and aging, have shown that these compounds support bone density, which is critical for preventing fractures, and also promote heart health. For women after menopause, this hormonal support is especially important. I think of my patient Patricia, who was 76 and had struggled with digesting most meats ever since a stomach surgery years ago. She was losing weight and feeling frail. We talked about tofu, and she began incorporating it into her diet in the simplest way possible, adding small, soft cubes to her daily miso soup and making simple vegetable stir-fries. Within a few months, the change was remarkable. Her energy was back. Her muscle loss stabilized. And she told me something that stuck with me. For the first time in a long time, I feel full without feeling tired. That is the definition of gentle nourishment. There is a cultural elegance to the way the Japanese treat tofu. It's a symbol of balance. It absorbs the flavors of whatever it's cooked with, complementing other ingredients without overpowering them. This reflects a philosophy of eating that honors the body. Please, let go of the idea that protein has to be heavy or difficult. Try adding some soft or firm tofu to your next soup, salad, or stir-fry. Let it be your gentle source of quiet, elegant strength. Food number 5. Japanese-style eggs. The rebuilding breakfast. So many traditional American breakfasts are a trap. We start our day with a flood of sugar and refined carbohydrates. Think sugary cereals, toast with jam, pastries, or sweetened yogurts. This sends our blood sugar on a wild roller coaster, leading to a quick burst of energy followed by a hard crash that leaves us feeling foggy and fatigued by mid-morning. It's a disastrous way to start the day, especially when your body is trying to preserve precious muscle tissue. The Japanese approach to the simple egg offers us a much wiser path. Of course, eggs themselves are nutritional powerhouses, packed with about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality, easily digestible protein each. They also contain vital nutrients like vitamin B12 for nerve health and choline for brain function. The key difference, however, lies in how and when they are eaten. Instead of being fried in butter alongside greasy bacon, the classic Japanese rolled omelet, called tamago, is prepared with a gentle touch. It's cooked in thin layers, often steamed rather than fried, and seasoned lightly with a bit of soy sauce and a hint of sweetness. The result is light, fluffy, and balanced, not heavy. Most importantly, it's often served as part of breakfast. Why is this so crucial? A growing body of research, including studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, suggests that distributing protein intake throughout the day, starting with a significant dose in the morning, is far more effective for muscle synthesis in older adults than saving all your protein for one large dinner. Providing your body with those protein building blocks early gives your muscles the fuel they need to repair and maintain themselves all day long. I saw this firsthand with a patient named David, who was 79. He was a classic toast and jam man for breakfast. He constantly complained of brain fog and needing a nap every afternoon. After watching a Japanese cooking show, he decided to try making a simple tamago-style egg roll, served with a small side of steamed spinach. After about 3 months of this new routine, he reported that not only had his afternoon crashes completely vanished, but his focus and clarity in the mornings were better than they had been in years. He had stopped fueling his body with a sugar crash and started giving it what it actually needed to rebuild. You don't have to master the art of the rolled omelet. The principle is what matters. Start your day with a simple boiled, poached, or soft scrambled egg instead of sugar. It's one of the easiest, most profound changes you can make to protect your strength and sharpen your mind. Food number 6. Buckwheat soba noodles. The enduring energy. In the West, we love our pasta. But for many of us, a big bowl of traditional noodles made from refined white flour can feel heavy, spike our blood sugar, and contribute to inflammation and fatigue. It's comfort food that often comes with a price. In Japan, however, there is a beloved noodle that stands apart, one that provides strength and endurance, not just comfort. This is the soba noodle, made not from wheat, but from the humble buckwheat plant. Don't let the name fool you. Buckwheat is not actually a type of wheat. It's a gluten-free seed that is surprisingly rich in nutrients. A typical serving of soba noodles can offer up to 12 grams of high-quality plant-based protein. But its benefits for someone over 60 go much deeper. Soba has a low glycemic index, which means it releases its energy into your bloodstream slowly and steadily. This prevents the sharp spikes and subsequent crashes in blood sugar that drain your energy and can be harmful to muscle recovery. It provides a calm, enduring energy, not a frantic, short-lived rush. Furthermore, buckwheat is one of the best dietary sources of a natural antioxidant called rutin. Studies have shown that rutin helps to strengthen blood vessels and improve circulation. This is incredibly important for aging bodies. Think about that feeling of heavy, tired legs or cold hands and feet. Improved circulation can make a world of difference, delivering vital oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body, including your muscles and joints, which truly appreciate the anti-inflammatory support. I once asked an elderly Japanese woman in Kyoto, who must have been well into her 80s but moved with incredible grace, what her secret was. She smiled and said, through a translator, "I eat soba and I walk to the market. Nothing special." But of course, that is the secret. It's the simple, consistent choices, day after day, that build a lifetime of resilience. You can now find soba noodles in most American grocery stores, often in the international aisle. Just be sure to read the label. Look for brands that are made from 100% buckwheat for the full benefit. You can enjoy them hot in a simple broth, or cold with a light dipping sauce, which is incredibly refreshing in the summer. It's a simple swap from regular pasta, but one that can make a significant difference in how you feel. Food number 7. Edamame. The joyful, simple snack. Alright, we've arrived at our final food, and it's one that beautifully demonstrates the Japanese philosophy of simple, joyful nourishment. When that familiar hunger pang strikes in the middle of the afternoon, what do we typically reach for? A handful of cookies, a bag of potato chips, or maybe a candy bar. These snacks are loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and empty calories. They give us a brief moment of pleasure followed by a feeling of sluggishness and guilt. There is a much better way. Imagine, instead, a warm bowl of bright green soybean pods, lightly steamed and sprinkled with just a pinch of sea salt. This is edamame. This simple snack is an absolute powerhouse of nutrition. A single cup of edamame beans provides nearly 18 grams of clean, plant-based protein. 18 grams. That's more than 3 large eggs. It's also packed with fiber, which keeps you feeling full and satisfied, as well as iron, magnesium, and folate. All nutrients that aging bodies desperately need to maintain energy levels and preserve muscle. Unlike processed protein bars or chalky powders, edamame is a real, whole food. There are no artificial ingredients, no additives, just pure, clean protein from the earth, with a perfect balance of amino acids that your body can use efficiently. I love the story of my patient Linda, who was 82. She told me she had a terrible cookie habit every day around 3 p.m. It was sabotaging her blood sugar and her energy. We talked about edamame, and she decided to give it a try. She bought a bag from the freezer section of her local store. She told me she loved the ritual of it. The act of slowly popping each tender bean from the pod was fun, she said. It was mindful. It slowed her down. And that small shift completely changed her afternoons. She felt satisfied, energized, and best of all, she said, I feel like I'm feeding myself something real. This is how simple it can be. You can find edamame in the freezer aisle of almost every grocery store now. Just steam them or microwave them for a few minutes. Sprinkle on a tiny bit of salt, and you have the perfect snack. You can also toss the shelled beans into salads or stir-fries for an extra protein boost. You don't need a recipe. You don't need to cook a full meal. It's gentle strength, one joyful bean at a time. As we come to the end of our time together, I want you to think back to the feeling we talked about at the very beginning of this video. That quiet, creeping feeling of weakness. The sense that your own body is becoming unfamiliar. Remember that it does not have to be your story. Just like those vibrant, active 80-year-olds in Japan, you hold the power to change your own narrative. You can choose a different path. The core lesson from their way of life, and the message I truly hope you take away today, is beautifully simple. True health, lasting strength. It doesn't come from some massive, dramatic overhaul. It's not about punishing workouts or restrictive diets. It is built quietly, day by day, from the small, kind, consistent choices you make for yourself. A warm bowl of miso soup in the morning, a handful of edamame in the afternoon, a simple swap from pasta to soba noodles. Each one is a small act of self-respect, and they add up. They truly, profoundly add up. Knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, as we wrap up, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself this week after watching this? It doesn't have to be big. It could be as simple as, I will try canned sardines, or I promise to make a small bowl of edamame for my afternoon snack. Please, share your personal commitment in the comments below. Reading your promises will inspire others in our community to take that first brave step right alongside you. Let's hold each other accountable with kindness. And if you found real value and hope in our time together today, please show your support by giving this video a like. It's a small click for you, but it tells the world that this message matters. To ensure you continue on this journey of healthy aging with us, and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, please hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a warm and supportive community dedicated to living our best, strongest lives together. Finally, think of one person in your life, a friend, a spouse, a sibling, who needs to hear this message of hope and empowerment today. Please, share this video with them. You never know, you might just change their life. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I will see you in the next video.